Spicy. What songs have you been listening to? What's your favorite song right now?
I decided last night that Big Big Plans by Chris Lane is honestly my favorite song. I love it.
That has been your favorite song for so long. Why do I take you right now to decide?
What's your favorite song?
So last night I finally made a decision.
I'm not
you know that song I've loved for 6 months?
I played country music playlist on Spotify and it's always the #1. Like they're pushing that song hard. I don't know if this would have been my favorite song if the country land didn't
decide
it. So yeah, seriously. Because it's like shoved down my throat.
Impressionable baby. I don't listen to trends. I find all my music on Pirate Bay.
Fun.
Alright. Well, should we get started?
Welcome back to our YouTube channel.
I'm Rory.
Anna. Oh my gosh, we're so quirky and cute.
This is Anna. I'm Rory.
Yeah. If you're new here, subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about our most requested, and by most requested I mean 3 people commented.
No, there were a lot of comments. There was a lot of comments about it. But here's the thing. I'm so glad we're doing this video because I want to clear my slate.
We're doing why we broke up lots of times. But I do want to say we're at a good position right now, beneficial position for you. If you want to see a video from us, you can comment down below and most likely
we'll see it. We'll for sure see it.
Oh, for sure see it because we're only getting a couple of comments. Just a heads up, if you want us to do a video or something, you can comment down below. Sometimes they'll get like 8 comments and that's really
gonna
hard.
take some, you have to have some patience. We'll get to you, but we gotta work down the list, you know.
But average it's like 5 or 6 comments, so for sure. So there's multiple times that Rory broke up with me and he broke up with me every single time. I think, honestly, I've never broken up with somebody, ever.
You don't have the heart.
Yeah, I just don't have the heart. Maybe I don't know. Or so, maybe I'm stage 5 clinger.
I had a girlfriend when I was like 16. It was my first and only real girlfriend I ever had. I had to break up with her because like I just wasn't having fun, right? I was like, this sucks. I don't like her. But like I stayed. Yeah,
Rory's ex-girlfriend watching this like...
No, not to be rude. It wasn't anything with her. It was, dang, like this sucks. But I stayed because I was afraid to like, break up with her. And then my friends were like, dude, if you're not happy, just break up with her. So I did it and she started crying. I felt destroyed inside. So I was like, never again. And I really felt like since then, up until Anna, I never had a girlfriend. That I was like, I'm exclusively with you. We're boyfriend, girlfriend. Like I never had that.
You were
because
very
of that
cautious,
experience was like, I was like, dang, dude, never doing that again. And a lot of people do that because it's like, oh, if I don't call her my girlfriend, then I can have this girl. And they do it like that. But my motive for not calling someone my girlfriend wasn't that. It was more like, I know this sounds bad. I'm not good at relationships.
No, it's okay.
But if something does go wrong and I do want to break up with her, I can kind of just like phase myself out.
I get that. I really do. Our relationship is a very, well, it is not anymore, but it was very complicated.
Let me paint a picture. If you watched our How We Met story, you know that I had gotten back from my service mission for my church. I had met this girl right before and we hung out every day for like 2 months, and then she actually went on a mission and I went on a mission. I got home before her, but we wrote every single week. And it was at the point, that was like a 2-year long thing where we were messaging every week. So I thought in my head she was gonna come home, we were gonna be in love and get married, and that was life. Okay, I'd already had that planned in my head when I met Ariana. So this is Ariana. After a while we start hanging out every day and she's way fun. But in the back of my head I'm always kind of like, well, Anna doesn't really have what I'm looking for in my stage right now, and I don't think I have what she's looking for. So like right now we're just good friends, you know? Truly,
yeah. On our first date, like official date, Rory asked me, he said, where do you see this going? And I kind of scoffed. I was like, nowhere. You're like Momo and I'm not.
And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I have to think the same thing.
Yeah, it was kind of like a relief. Like, I think you're way cool and cute, but
verbatim.
For sure, we're so opposite, and Rory's like, oh, what a relief.
Obviously, like, 2 people, even if they have that conversation, they're hanging out every day, it's gonna lead to something more. It was inevitable. And so we start hanging out and it's the point where we're really, really close, right? And I had moved to Washington. Anna drove with me to move to Washington.
Oh, you're forgetting the first time you broke up with me.
Had I broken up with you before that?
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay, let's rewind that.
Let me paint you a picture. We're hanging out every single day, best friends. We hit it off and we were just like, there were a few bugs,
charisma.
Just because we were so opposite.
Completely
I was
different
getting
lifestyles.
drunk, I was crazy partying, like that was my priorities, was fun. Like I just wanted to have the most fun in party life, and Rory was just super chill.
About stability, like I wanted to make sure I had a good job and a good 5-year plan kind of thing.
Because he's thinking about his future and I'm thinking about where I'm gonna get drunk at night.
It shows the two different sides, the yin to my yang. As different as our lifestyles were, dude, the frames of the house were strong, huh? The bones were good. The bones were good, dude.
The X factor.
And it had to be such a strong X factor that I was like, I don't ever plan on drinking again, but I'm totally fine if you're taking shots while we're hanging out. There were a couple different breakups. The first one is the funniest story, I think. First one's hilarious.
It's so hilarious because I was just so naive for some weird reason because I normally was not. Or am I a naive person? I just didn't know because I was naive to that.
You're too naive to know you're naive.
A couple months into our relationship, Rory texts me before he's going to work and he says, hey, can I come over really quick before I go to work? I need to talk to you. Any normal girl that gets that text message is like, oh shit, something's wrong, like I'm about to get broken up with. And I'm a normal girl, like I normally would think that, but for some reason, whoop, went over my head, did not think anything of it.
My thoughts were this. I was like, okay, obviously Anna and I aren't gonna be forever, so it's almost like as fun as this is and as happy as we are, it's kind of a waste of time in the big picture. I'm just gonna go and say this to kind of like make it clear that I don't plan on this being forever. Make it easier when we finally do rip the band-aid, you know, I've already tugged off the edges a little bit. So I go in there, I hate the feeling, you know, I don't wanna hurt anybody, especially goofy little Anna.
So Rory comes over, he's kind of in a serious mood. We're just hanging out, shooting the breeze, and Rory turns to me.
Listen, let's have a talk for a second. And she sits down and I go, Anna's roommate was in the room next to us, heard the whole thing. I wasn't as direct as I am now. I was like a really beat around the bush kind of guy. So I go, hey, I was thinking a lot and I think we should start hanging out with other people.
My instant reaction, same, I was thinking the exact same thing. Where do you think we can meet new friends? The college?
No, your words were, should we go play volleyball at the college? You've never played volleyball. We don't play volleyball.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, he wants to expand our friend group.
I can't say
saw
anything.
Your face,
I can't say anything. I just go.
And then I was like, oh, you mean like we should see different people?
I'm cringing thinking about it. That was so uncomfortable.
Rory goes like this, my roommate's in the other room. And I was like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I was like, that's fine. I was like, yeah. And then I started trying to explain, like, oh, I was just thinking, you know, our paths are a little different, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah. And then I think, didn't you say, actually, no, that sucks.
Yeah, I said
yeah. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, so just, I think we should do that. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that sucks. What do you say in that?
And I was like, no, I think that's a stupid idea. And you're like, okay, just like something to think about. I can't remember
how we ended on it.
How we ended, but I do know that you came over to my house that night afterwards.
Oh man, I had a hook in my neck and I could not pull that thing out.
So that was breakup number one. Then from there on out, after that, Rory would break up with me on and off, like literally like every day.
I hate that the phrase break up. It's more like try
and end things.
Yeah, civilly separate connection.
And so he did that until there was another major breakup.
Now this one was the more serious of all.
This was most serious because I had fallen in love with Rory. You had fallen in love with me too.
I had fallen in love.
He didn't want to admit it. I was there. Me being okay with things. I saw Rory's intentions. I understood them. I was on the same page. We're too opposite. This isn't gonna work. Beep, 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 beep. And then all of a sudden I arrived at this point that I was like, no, I'm in love with him. I want to marry him and be with him for the rest of my life. Our life is so fun. I got to that point and I wanted to tell him, but you had not. I think you had gotten there too, but you didn't want to tell me. And so we just kind of kept on going with this, okay, it's just not gonna work. Then Rory breaks up with me a second time. Well, technically a like 85th time.
But a second serious, like,
a serious
one that we can remember. I drive to Anna's house and I'm just so happy to see her. She's happy to see me. We're hanging out and then I say, Anna, this is the last straw.
This is goodbye.
This is goodbye. I'm in Washington. I don't plan on coming back for a long time. I want to start a life up there. Unfortunately, just didn't, you know, we're not meant for each other.
And I, with tears in my eyes.
This is a straight out Nicholas Sparks movie.
With tears in my eyes, I said, if that doesn't shatter your heart into a million pieces, then you're right, we should be done. And Rory was like,
it has shattered my heart to a million pieces.
And I just had tears in my eyes and they were streaming down my face.
So I think I went back to Washington.
I ran away to Europe for a couple of weeks. I get back from Europe. I got my phone stolen in Europe. So I get back. I have missed calls and voicemails from Rory, his mom, his sister. And I was like, what the heck? His mom calls me and leaves me a voicemail. He's like, I need to talk to you. So I call her and she's like, my son is in love with you, whether he wants to admit it or not. And I'd be so proud to have you as a daughter-in-law. Please give him another chance. He loves loves you. Just give him time. I believe you're gonna be my daughter. The sweetest call. His sister is calling me and she's like, when are you gonna come over and tell me all about Europe? Rory's calling me just to pretend that he's not in love with me, but some excuse.
I was only there for like a week longer. And so then my mom calls you and says, hey, I'd love to have you at my birthday party, which is like kind of a weird thing.
No,
Okay,
I've been hanging out with your family.
Okay.
What? Yeah, I've been hanging out. So she's like, oh, my birthday party's coming. Like, you should for sure come. And then Rory was there and surprised me. He had driven through the night, and with all of his stuff in his car, he packed up his car.
Surprised Anna. From that moment on, I think we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, finally we were boyfriend and girlfriend. So that was September 24th, and we got engaged in November. It really just went from 0 to 100, because it was like all of this back and forth, complicated, off and on. Breaking up every other day turned into
the love that's blossomed today, named National. I guess the moral of the story is the river that follows the path with least resistance is the most crooked. Okay?
I don't really know what that means, but okay.
I think it's from Pocahontas, scratch that. I think the cool thing is like, yeah, there were like a lot of like breakups and stuff, right? But it was kind of cool because it showed that we're resilient. No matter what Anna did, I would always chase after her.
Yeah.
Or no matter what I did, I knew Anna would always chase after me.
Even though we were going through all of these up and down breakups and stuff, what kept me going through and how I just like knew Rory was the person that I was gonna marry. Well, I didn't know it, but I felt it. I kept on going back and thinking in my head, there is seriously no better match. Like, we are perfect for each other. If he finds another girl that he loves more and has a better connection with, then for sure we weren't a match. I kept on thinking like, he's not gonna find that, so it's gonna be us. And if he does, then I'm gonna find that with somebody else. If that even makes sense. I don't know if that was kind of, did that make sense?
It did make sense. I don't know why I was laughing.
That's why I was so calm through it all, I believe.
So those are our breakup stories. It was a rocky ride, but we have finally arrived at home base.
Yeah.
And we have not broken up. Since we've been married, we've had no breakups.
Yeah, no breakups. Yeah. In September, we've just been, September 2015.
Yeah.
It's been all uphill, no complications, which is really, really great.
2016.
No, we got married in 2016, but we started dating in the end of September.
I thought I just caught you saying the wrong year we got married, and I was gonna be so happy because it's always reversed. But okay, guys, we have a new video every week.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, if we can edit this by Sunday.
Yeah,
which, of course we can. So every Sunday we're gonna have a new video. Make sure you subscribe. We really appreciate you guys being here. If there's anything you want to see, we are making a commitment right now to respond to every YouTube comment.
Yeah. And
that goes indefinitely. Comment if there's any videos you want to see, or if there's any challenges. We've only really done like story times.
Sit down. So
I think it'd be cool to do like a vlog, or even like we're gonna eat the 10 hottest hot sauces. You know what I mean? Like a truth or dab or something.
Truth or dab.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Until next time.